Well, I am super excited. I don't really do many videos talking about sales, but patience paid off as I sold this item for big bucks. Wrestling related, vintage, and man, yeah, people might have thought I was crazy, but today it finally paid off. So we're gonna get into it. I'm trying to record here in the garage. I had the door open, and the neighbor's mowing his grass, so we had to close the door. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the shirt that I sold, and but let's run our intro, and then I'll go down to my office and I'll kind of show you some of the other wrestling shirts that sell and stuff like that. And thank you guys for being here. If you're new to the channel, give me a thumbs up. My name is Patdees. I am the traveling picker, and do appreciate you watching. Okay, take two. Since replacing this new computer, I guess I didn't hit the right microphone, and I went to play back some of what I just did, and there was no sound. So I did a test, and now it's working right. So, hey guys, came in from the garage. It was a little noisy out there. Excited because $475. This is going to David in Texas. Thank you, David, if you're watching this, because I always put my postcard in there to check out my social media. And this shirt was actually from 1996. It's a size extra large. I bought it. I don't think I ever wore it because back then I was probably wearing a extra large, and now I wear a 2X. And I never liked my shirts tight, so I could wear it, but just wasn't comfortable. So I never wore it. And but I kept it. I always had it folded up, and actually through Rally Roots, I was watching their Whatnots, and they were having vintage t-shirts, and they always talked about single stitch and wrestling shirts and concert shirts, and a lot of them were going for big bucks. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I had put in that I had saw them, basically this shirt was going for around $500, and I had this in there. So the original listing, let me actually look that up, actually. So I'm giving you good information here. Let me, I have another screen here. What I'm going to do also is I'm going to go on a separate screen, and then I'm going to put over and show you basically what some of these, I actually have more vintage wrestling shirts, but they probably don't go for, obviously, because the Ultimate Warrior died a couple years ago. You know, and it's, you know, of who he was, and there wasn't. This was listed, yeah, it was $550, and oh, it says last, it says I listed it. I don't know if that's, I think it could be actually, because that, yeah, maybe September the 5th, 2022. So I mean, you figure that out. That's about, it took about 9 months to sell, and I had it at $550. I think I lowered it to $5. I had it at $520. Somebody was looking at it yesterday. I sent an offer of $475, and they took it. So let me show you. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. So I want to show you the shirt, and I'll show you some uniqueness of the shirt, and then we'll talk about other vintage wrestling and shirts that do go for big bucks. And sometimes you just never know. So let me pause it here and change the camera so that I can overlap the screen, and we'll do it that way. All right, guys, just give me 1 second. Okay. Take two again. Here I'm recording this, and I got our new computer in, and usually I put it on it's the opposite screen. So I went back to edit, and I'm like, where the heck's the footage? And it just recorded me, and it had the blank. So, oh well, this is part of learning, doing this film more. They say YouTube's not easy. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't realize. But I wanted to share with you guys exactly what the shirt was that is going to David. So this was the my listing, the Ultimate Warrior shirt. You can see a great Great look, great pattern, great colors. A close-up shot, and you can see here 1996 Titan Sports, and that's really what the name of the corporation was back in the day that owned WWF back then, before they lost that lawsuit and had to change it to WWE. So Ultimate Warrior, it was again an extra large. It was I never wore it. It was a little too snug. I'm more of a 2X, and yeah, I mean back then I could wear an extra large, but you couldn't move. I don't like that. I like things a little bit bigger and stuff. But here's the tag of the World Wrestling Federation. You can see I had the measurements of what, so I didn't get any questions. What was it, pit to pit, or or going down, and all bagged up. So and that's the thing. I listed this back actually in September the 5th of 2022. What got my attention in wanting to sell the shirt was I'd seen Rally Roots selling t-shirts on their Whatnot, and I'm like, wow, people were paying $500, $1,000, and they were doing all these different mystery boxes and stuff like that of shirts. And I, out of curiosity, I said, I wonder if and I didn't know exactly where it was, but I knew it was, in a safe place. And I actually have a bunch of vintage shirts from 25 years ago when I really was a fan back then. Still a fan, but just don't get to watch as much and just busy with everything. So let's pull up on eBay. Basically what I did is I went wrestling vintage t-shirts. So let's go to Advance. Let's go to Solds. And over 2,200 vintage wrestling t-shirts. The Rock here, that's $60. 33. Here's 190 with Angle, Big Show, Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar. And Eddie Guerrero's been gone a long time now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow it down let's narrow it down to a minimum of $100 and see the results that we get. Of course, we're going to get, there's still 499 different in the past 90 days. 499 different vintage wrestling t-shirts that sold. Stone Cold, 1998 NWO, $110. Someone sold this Bret Hart back in this was a 90. They just sold this May 17th, 2 days ago, $550. AJ Styles, $330. So definitely wrestling t-shirts that are 20, 25 years old, that some of the wrestlers aren't even here with us no more, are definitely worth money. And it, honestly, I sold the shirt and I said to myself, I had listed it for $550, lowered it to $520. Someone offered me that $300 a month ago. I said no. And I took a best. Somebody was watching it last night, so I sent them an offer of $475, because really with it was a little bit more in shipping than I charged $10 shipping, but it was $20 because of the insurance and signature that I require, and so there's an extra 10, and then the fees. It brings me down closer to $420, but that's all right. I'm going to use that $420 towards Disney when I go there in the winter. So. It's, I guess, time to say goodbye to the Ultimate Warrior t-shirt. I fortunately got to meet him, actually, back in Allentown, Pennsylvania, back about 30 years ago, and shook hands with him, and have a picture of my wife shaking hands with him, and they had a promotional event. But let's type in the Ultimate Warrior and see exactly. Yeah, here's one, April 23rd, that sold for $400. And I had looked at this one before, because I had actually recorded this, and then again the video was messed up, so here I'm having to re-record. And when you do this all off script, that's it. Yeah. So one thing I noticed now. So here's mine, sold May 19th, $520. That's not accurate, because it actually sold for $475. So sometimes be careful also when you're looking at solds, because it didn't sell for that. So I don't know why they don't correct that. That makes it look a little bit suspicious to me that it really didn't sell for that. that much money, and it calls into question what some of these other items that they sell for. So I was wondering, wow, someone paid $465 for an autographed magazine of the Warrior. That was a surprise. It surprised me. Then I guess, but you know, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that real, true fan that you know is into rock or into wrestling and different things and willing to step up and pay that kind of money. So I don't really do many videos where I share sales and stuff, but I thought this was so unique, and I wanted to share with you basically how I came about it. I know a lot of times other resellers say they don't watch other sellers, and you know, I try to watch other resellers sometimes because you learn from them. You know, Rally Roots, I watch them, and I watch Kevin Commonwealth Picker, and he actually, and that's why I bring him up, he likes to wear a lot of those wrestling t-shirts and stuff like that. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a nice score, and I do appreciate the support. You give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that bell and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you nothing, and I'll see you again.